This is the Pittsburgh Drafts Innovation Podcast, and I'm your host, Jonathan Kirstein with the Pittsburgh Technology Council. And today we are talking to Izzy Hunter of Sensi Fit, and she is building some amazing things, and I cannot wait to learn more about it.
It's great to be here, thank you.
I mean, we had a hard time picking companies. There's a lot of great companies out there.
I can imagine Pittsburgh's full of them.
Yeah. But something about your story really resonated with us. We're like, wait a second, this is a company we got to promote. Especially because of the fact you're still in these very early stages, but you got some great technology. Tell us about the technology and what Sensi Fit does.
Yeah, definitely. So we are a 360-degree sensor that sits on a cone and tracks athletes' movements. So we can track acceleration, deceleration, change direction, vertical jump, reaction time, broad jump. And we're traditionally, you would capture these metrics on 4 or 5 pieces of technology. We can do it all on one.
Amazing. I'm assuming there's nothing else quite like this in the marketplace then.
There's a couple of companies. We're the only one that can track all those metrics on one system and house all the data under one roof rather than having different apps.
Okay.
And then we can run a lot more players through our system. So right now, most people can only run one player at a time. So if we do like a combine style, 300 athletes, we could get them all through in an hour. Most teams, we would do half of it analog with spreadsheets, and then the other half they use technology, and they have to flick between an app and a spreadsheet.
You're bringing some serious efficiency to this then.
We are, yeah.
Okay, you're probably opening some eyes because I'm sure that, you're going through a lot of players and having to capture a lot of data, and now this is just helping do that so much faster and probably more accurately as well too, right?
Yeah, it saves time, saves manpower. The other thing that we can do is, because our system sits on a cone, it works on any surface. So ice, turf, basketball court, tennis courts. Other technologies have limitations, especially around ice.
Okay, so basically you can use this for a multitude of sports.
Any sport, any position.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And you can tailor.
Your market just got 20 times bigger than I was thinking, because I was thinking football or soccer or something to that effect, which are obviously huge.
Yeah.
You bring in things like hockey and stuff like that.
And some sports track heavily compared to others. So
Okay.
tennis don't track as much as I would say football and ice hockey.
Right.
So our market, although it's large, it's niche to certain sports and certain positions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So tell me, who is actually deploying this right now? Are you testing with certain teams or organizations? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we've worked with the WNBA as a pilot. We've worked with US Tennis. We've sold about 6 or 7 cases, anything from high schools to D1s, D2s.
Yeah.
We're now getting into the private training sort of sector. We've had a couple of private trainers come to us and say, we own a facility, I've got 500 kids, a 10 a.m. session, 11 a.m. session.
Yeah.
Right now I'm doing everything manually, pens, clipboard, paper, spreadsheets. The parents are paying for this, so they have to give feedback. They have to show progression. And
Of course.
some of these facilities are $200-$300 a month.
Exactly.
If I'm a parent,
I want to see results.
and we can provide those in a really simplistic manner that parents understand. A lot of the data parents don't really understand some of it. We can do it in a very simplistic way.
So that's a whole other level then, is being able to make this very actionable and digestible to actually see those results. For something it might be like, well, that's only 0.1 seconds. That means nothing, because they know that 0.1 is like massive or something like that. So you are seeing a return on your investment or something
100%.
like that.
And I think that's where we stand out. A lot of the technology in the market is aimed towards professional teams and D1s who have an army of sports scientists who can break down that data that makes sense to them. As an athlete, I used to wear a wearable. I never looked at the data because I couldn't understand it. Unless you have that expertise, it's very difficult to understand some of the sports data.
Yeah. And then take it and be able to then see what it means and then figure out how to actually improve from it.
What's actionable, what's not.
Yeah.
For us, we collect a lot of data, but we just supply really simplistic data, and then we can recommend, hey, based on these drills, here's a weakness that we've highlighted. And then you can figure out with the trainer, what do you need to do to improve?
Gotcha. And what I love about your story as well is the fact that, this is your passion because, you're an athlete. Rumor has it used to be like a pro soccer player, or as I should probably say a pro football player.
Football,
really.
yes. It's very difficult when you play at such a high level. Your whole identity is your game.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to hang the cleats up, not quite hung because I still play twice a week in a co-head league.
Excellent.
But to hang them up at a professional level and still be in the industry in some capacity is great.
Totally. So much fun. And then what brought you to Pittsburgh to build this? Because I can tell you may not be a native Pittsburgher.
Yeah, the yins hasn't quite come out of my mouth yet.
But the British yin sounds amazing to me, so keep going with it.
Originally came here to go to school. So I went to Point Park, which is based downtown, came here for a program called Intelligence and National Security. It's one of the only ones in the country.
Right.
And then fell in love with Pittsburgh, to be honest.
All right.
I love how affordable it is. I'm from central London, so being able to stay in a
This is like
city.
nothing.
It's still city though. It's like the best parts of a city. It's small, it's quaint, it has cool neighborhoods, it's very affordable to live here, and it's great. It's a great place to build a tech company.
That's fantastic. I absolutely love hearing that, man. This is why we have you in front of the thing. So moving to the future, to kind of wrap this up, where do you see yourself moving in the next year with your company and the technology and everything like that?
Yeah, the goal is that we ramp up with a couple of feature sets that will allow us to sell to larger teams. We want to be able to sell from high school to club team to professional D1s, D2s, private training. And then the goal is in the next year or so, we may make a stride towards the direct consumer market.
Very cool. I like it. That's an aggressive game plan, but you got to be in this marketplace. Izzy, you are the best. Thanks for hanging out with me and giving me these details. We are very excited for your company. Very excited here in Pittsburgh doing that. So thanks for being here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Excellent.